What is happening, Internet? How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Batman Arkham Origins DLC Showcase. Tonight is Red Sun, Batman, and we're gonna do some stuff. So thanks for waiting, people. I was super embarrassed on the previous stream because my stomach was growling so loud. So I made myself fish. The problem is I overcooked the fish. And it was kind of rough. Or hard. But I had some coleslaw with it, and it took a lot longer to eat it because it was like, it came out like a brick. Oops. But anyway, I am all raring to go. And hopefully we'll be wide awake for this stream. Last stream I was pretty exhausted. Not the Power Rangers one, the Arkham stream from a couple nights ago. So there will be no Arkham stream tomorrow. Tomorrow at this time we'll be covering the DLC for... Actually, no. DLC for Dragon Ball will be at 9 o'clock, 9:30. And then Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for Richard Taylor will be at 11:30. 11:30, 12 o'clock. So Arkham will be coming back for a stream on the 21st, and it will be on Earth 2 Batman that is not Thomas Wayne. So the other Batman. Other Batman. Yeah. Alright, so let's go back here. Yeah, but hopefully you guys having a good night. Having a good one. I do not have a YouTube short tonight because I didn't have time. I had to eat. So if you guys could help out with watching the shorts playlist tonight, that would be fantastic. And thank you, American Tiger, for the super chat. I did see something in my notification system. 2 super chats. Thank you. Why you're not letting me heart it? Okay, there we go. I can't wait for this game. I hope Luke comes back. Oh my gosh, I don't want to read the rest of that. I'm so sorry, but I'm not reading the rest of that. Ah, no. I feel so bad. I am here. I'm just... You know I'm gonna come here because the music was running. I can't run the music forever. Excuse me. Anyway, let's continue. So we're going to kick things off in the snow, because the East Coast is being bombarded with a nasty blizzard in Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and I think Massachusetts. I'm not sure. But it's still snowing outside my window. It's been snowing since 4 in the morning yesterday here, so like my back porch, the sliding door has snow all the way up to the door handle. So, I mean, we don't use that back porch anyway, really. But if you needed to get out, you couldn't because there's so much snow. So, I just wish the snow was like this on Christmas, but it was too warm on Christmas, actually. Too warm, too warm. But yeah, hopefully you guys having a good one. And I don't even know how many likes we have currently. Alright, you guys have 77 likes. Let's get the likes up, if we haven't already. You're getting some of the blizzard there in Maine? Thank you, American Tiger. Appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Good luck shoveling that? Nah, I'm not shoveling anything. The great thing about living in an apartment complex is there's maintenance people that do everything for you. So, one of the reasons why I chose to live in this condo is that they actually take care of all the maintenance. I'm a lazy bum. I want to sleep after I'm done working, so I don't have to do anything. Hooray. So, all I have to do is just kind of sit back, drink hot cocoa, snuggle my wife, and, you know, that's basically it. I don't need to do anything else. Good times. Alrighty, that looks like... Oh, wait, yeah, we want to do that one. We want them to grab their weapons. Go for it. Grab them weapons.
Time for practice.
You've experienced the blizzard too? Well, we're in a blizzard right now in Arkham. Look at that. Woohoo! Oh gosh, okay, that's not good. Woohoo! Whoopsies! No, I don't think so. There's a blizzard happening in Gotham! Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh! No! He had a gun! I didn't even see him because of the blizzard! Crap! Oh, nuts. So what states are impacted by the blizzard right now? How many of you guys have snow? If I say your state, tell me if you have snow. Like, tell me if you're impacted by the blizzard. Pennsylvania. New York. New Jersey. Connecticut. Maine. Massachusetts. Is there any other ones? New England is Massachusetts. What other East Coast states are there? Vermont! There's one. Is that it? New Hampshire? Maybe? I can't remember all the East Coast states. Oh no. I'm sorry. I don't count Florida. Florida's too far away from anything. Sorry. You guys consider yourselves East Coast, but are you? Do you have changes of seasons? No, I don't think you do. You have lots of sunny weather and, you know, a lot of fun stuff. Where's that guy running off to? No, I don't think so. Bye-bye. Oh! No, don't hit me harder! What's wrong with you? Ow! What is wrong with you? Who has a gun? That is not a gun. He had the gun. He had the gun. Crap. This is not going well. Excuse you. Hey! Mind the weather, pal. It's not good to be out this time of night with all the snow everywhere. I'm just saying. Stop it. Boo! Oh my gosh, are they aggressive for a reason? Be aggressive, be aggressive. What did you do to me? Sick and tired of you. Goodbye. Time's up. I'm stuck. Blammo! Plus cloudy weather? Yeah. Alright, so we have to get 72,000. I think we can pull it off. Maybe, sorta, kinda. I don't know. You have a really bad cold right now? I'm sorry to hear that. Colds suck. Colds are not fun. Huh. That's interesting, Charles. That's kind of funny.
You're stronger than you look, ain't you?
Gloves on. Oh!
You saving me for last?
These guys are getting on my nerves. For real. Kill him, please.
We're gonna bury
Okay, the ninja is down, right? Stay down, ninja. Nobody likes you. Oh! That's a cheap shot.
What is this? Think about this first.
Meh, still not doing well. Russian Batman is all dressed for the snow, though. He's like, the snow doesn't bother me anyway. I have a cool Russian hat. Alright guys, you're almost at 90 likes. Let's keep going. So I have your Donkey Kong stream set up for tomorrow, but I still have to make the thing for... That's right, tomorrow's Martin Luther King Day. Yeah. That's cool. Da, 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 da. So we need to go back and get the Shorts playlist link.
You ain't for real.
What?
Shake it off. I'm gonna take my time with
Get him, get him, get him! Goodbye! And now we got what we came for. So the ninjas are gone. No ninjas are gonna mess with nobodies. What? Put me down, you big gorilla! Is somebody shooting me? Someone is shooting me. I think. No, nobody's shooting me. Use you. So long, jerkface. Whoa! Anyone else want to party? Yeah, I didn't think so.
So you can throw a punch.
What? I was in the middle of a punch.
There's no way. Don't do anything you're gonna
What was up with that? Okay. Okay, mods in the chat. This is the Shorts playlist. If you guys could circulate that throughout the time of the stream, that'd be fantastic. Thank you very much. Ugh. Man, I wish I had some cookies. Something sugary. Oh, there's nothing sugary because my wife is trying to make sure that the house has appropriate things for me to eat. Which means no fun for K-Wing. All fun denied. I have sugary cereal, but that doesn't really amount to anything. Great chocolatey taste, but it doesn't even taste like chocolate anymore. They ruined Cocoa Puffs. And now Reese's Puffs have this, like, terrible sting sensation after you eat them. It has, like, this really stingy aftertaste. I don't like it. It's not the same. This is how you earn brownie points in marriage. When you say there's nothing sweet in the house and your wife comes down, you make sure that you say, there's nothing sweet in this house except for my wife, but I can't eat her. So, yeah. That's how you would be smooth, you know? But yeah, I just checked my cupboard. There's no cookies, there's no brownies. There's Triscuits, but I don't have any cream cheese, so kind of upset. I got nothing. Hard time. The good news is we just got paid, so that means we can go grocery shopping, but not tomorrow because the blizzard is, you know, got everybody stuck. But I'm gonna put some, at least one box of cookies on my list for groceries, more fruit, more sugared cereal, because all I have is healthy cereal. All we have is Total and Raisin Bran, and we've got like Life cereal. I have one box of Cocoa Puffs, which doesn't taste very good, and I have half a box of Reese's Puffs left. So I want to get like some sugary stuff because I'm just craving sugar. And just maybe a what else? What do I like? Some craisins or something like that. And I need new cold cuts. Mad Max? I remember that game. Yeah, you guys don't tend to get a lot of snow in Dallas, Texas, do you? Once in a blue moon, you'll get snow. Like, every 10 years, maybe you'll get a little bit of snow. Like, at certain parts of Texas, but it's very brief or something. Ugh. Nah, I'm not doing that. We'll do that. Do a time limit? Nah, I'll take my time. Can't do Sonic Boom. No Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom denied. Sonic Boom! Confiscated weapon. Let's cheat. We're gonna cheat. We're gonna have lots of health. Lots and lots and lots of health. Sonic Boom. Confiscated weapon. Okay.
You're all going down.
You're gonna freeze a lot in Houston? I hear you.
Okay, everyone, acting warden Happy Wolf Show's to stick around for the final show.
I'm gonna take down 2 of these turkeys. As soon as they get their butts in gear and they get over here. Boom, baby!
Who feels like singing a Christmas carol, huh? Anyone? No?
Smash landing, confiscated. Sonic Boom! Never got the Sonic Boom upgrade, which makes me sad.
Give me down! Give me down!
I missed my opportunity to pull a guy off. Hehehehe. How do you like me now? Come on, cut the poor guy down. He's having problems. Right?
Jingle bells, Batman spells, Gotham's quite a mess. Flag ain't fine and you're out of time, which means you'll soon be dead.
I can't tell if he can see me or not. Yo, she sees me. Well, that happened.
Come on, Batman, let's up the scares here. See them lose their
Whoopsies. He's gonna go take a hostage.
What an interesting predicament. Two different losers for you to choose from.
I should have never said that.
Who's it gonna be?
Whoops. No, I failed because I don't have the Sonic thing. Russian Batman! Yes! Oi! Oi. Red Sun Batman is how you found our channel back in the day, Elephant? Wow, that's kind of cool. That's actually pretty cool. Ugh. Hidden facility. Why is Bruce okay with killing people? Because they're all bad. That's why. They're all bad. They're bad people. They need to be punished. No. I don't know. Because he doesn't kill people, he manslaughters people. It's not murder, it just... people die. When Batman is around, people tend to die. I don't want them to do that, though. I don't like that. Hidden facility, smash landing, zipping out. Don't touch that dial. Imagine a German Batman. I don't want to. No offense to German people. Man, it's cold tonight. Who kills more people, Red Sun Batman or Flashpoint? Red Sun. Red Sun Batman is a militant revolutionary, part of the rebel army. He probably kills a lot of people. Flashpoint Batman, I don't remember. Did he kill Harley Quinn in the Flashpoint thing? Grrr! Increase enemies faster, tougher. Make them faster, make them stronger. More than ever. Okay. I'm down with this.
Time for practice.
Red Sun Batman loves explosions. Yes, he does.
I don't want
He
to hear
loves explosions. They're his favorite thing.
All I want to hear is gunfire, followed by the screams of anyone who steps foot in this mill.
Once I got enough, I'm buying me a sports car. Red, no top. Jimmy dipped his pistol in gold. Looks great. Don't work so good though.
Uh-oh. You've made a horrible mistake. You've made mistake. Oh, great. Stupid Americans and their guns.
I think I see him up there.
Aye!
What, the party's already over? But I was just getting warmed up.
You never read Flashpoint? It didn't interest you? No worries. Why does Terry kill people? Does Terry kill people? That's an interesting conundrum. Does he? Whoops.
Who's first?
Alright, this time we're gonna keep ourselves safe, you guys.
Find out what I use those weasels for. I'd better make sure they don't let anyone through this room.
That monkey don't smarten up. He's gonna get the back of the hand in the front of the mouth. Boston's smart. He knows it takes a freak to kill a freak.
Time to go by.
I lost him. Don't lose him again.
Okay, zipping out. Zip line, take down. Upgrade required. Don't touch that dial.
What's that? It's like fly paper.
Bye-bye!
There, he's right there.
Aye!
Another one. Over here, guys. Too fast. I can't keep track of him. This place isn't safe as it used to be. Hey, show yourself. Oh, see what I'm doing? Where you gonna go now? We got trouble. Whatever it is, Batman's behind it. Man down, man down. What the hell? Someone's attacked!
You'll die badly, Batman. Making that happen is my personal mission in life. All right.
We have problem.
Who's he gonna get next?
We have big problem.
Running out of places to hide.
Keep it up, morons. Keep it up and see what I do to you.
Whoops.
I think it's one of Batman's new gadgets.
Down to just 3 of you. You better make this happen.
Ah! They destroyed my gargoyles. I gotta do this all over again. Stupid jerks.
Crap! I should have kept my other job.
There's no way I'm gonna get to do my zip line. Nope, gotta do it again.
I don't.
Blah, 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 blah. Those cretins. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Terry killed one guy. Terry pulled a Batman Begins. I won't kill you, but I don't have to save you. Manslaughter. Deliberate manslaughter.
Run, or I will hurt you.
Remember who you work for. Me. And remember what
Uh-oh.
I do to people who screw up. It's only slightly less severe than what I do to backstabbers.
A few more gigs like this and I can pay off my book. There, I should move back to the power.
Time to go. До свидания, comrade. Away. He's good, yeah. Didn't see that one coming. Ah!
There's an easy way to do this.
You fly unfriendly skies. До свидания.
Hey, hey.
Hold this guy up like a piece of meat.
You'll die badly, Batman. Making that happen
Oh no!
is my personal mission in life.
He's gonna run away. What the hell am I supposed to? This guy's down. Somebody help him out. Stressing me out. Gotta find my happy place.
Well, we got lucky there.
Why you gotta mess with my business, Batman? You know this means I'm gonna mess with yours.
Wait, he says I never mess with your business? Really?
If you're still here, here's the chance to get out. Keep your heads on straight. Trying to wait us out.
This is it. You got action. Now act.
Hey, just take it easy.
Oh, I could have blown him to Kingdom Come. Oh well.
We're supposed to take this bastard out with guns?
There was a made mistake. Mistakes have been made. But do not worry. We will find a way to succeed.
Also make us stop.
We will succeed and everything be fine. Probably.
I'm gonna cut out your liver and serve it to my dog.
Can he see me?
You hear me?
Should we just get on with this?
I don't know how little red light miss me, but I am very thankful for stupid Thug. Thug, so stupid, does not realize that gun is not loaded. It's very dumb, Thug. He's not bright at all. No bright ski.
Excuses. I don't want whining.
The lights are on, but no one is home. Wait. Need to get gentleman who is over there. Zip line. I missed.
Batman, so glad you decided to show up. I'm gonna enjoy watching you
It
die.
makes me sad. Now I'm gonna deal with all these guys.
Right? This place ain't as safe as it used to be.
That is backpack man? Where are you?
Keep it up, morons. Keep it up and see what I do to you.
Are there supposed to be mines all over the ground? No, that guy has backpack. Time to blow you up. Walk over this way. Come, comrade. Explore over here. There is tasty treat over there.
The others might keep him busy.
Is not going to explore? We can't have that. Go explore. Goodbye.
Not again. Somebody come in.
You'll die badly, Batman. Making that happen is my personal mission. in
Nice
life.
trips. You next fall. Take out enemy. Do not destroy dial. I am not planning on destroying dial.
Mother Mary, he's stringing guys up from the rafters.
Three more chances, Batman.
3 more chances for what? No one cares. No one wants to explore over there. People are like, eh.
Blow me twice, kiss my ass.
I throw ghoul backwards.
I'm done for.
Is it possible to take down Thug this way?
I'm gonna cut out your liver and serve it to my dog.
I
Batman.
cannot.
You hear me?
Yes, go here. You big dumb idiot.
I don't want to die like this. Help me! I got glue up my ass.
I glitch and I win. Goodbye. Fight! Oh, you can do takedown like that. I forget. Oh no. Anyone else stuck inside glue?
The bat just knocked someone's lights out. Where is he?
That was very useful actually. Don't worry, comrade. I will free you from your imprisonment.
I'm stuck. I'm done for. You gotta come out soon. He's gonna lose his pay.
Whoops. No guns. Oh, that's right, because the mine is next to somebody's face. If there's a body near the mine, you can't, you cannot do that. Alright. That makes sense. It make perfect sense. Have a good one, Jade Rose. Is it true that Bruce Wayne trained in Tibet? No, that's from the comics. 1970s comic books. The Christopher Nolan movie is an adaptation of a book called The Man Who Falls, as well as Batman Year One, and a few other Batman stories from the Bronze Age. Bronze Age DC, 1970s, 80s. So in The Man Who Falls, it talks about him training in the Tibet and stuff like that. So he climbed a mountain, he did stuff. Now, the flowers that cause you to hallucinate, I don't believe those are from any comic book, but I could be wrong. I don't remember them. Be right back, guys. And what is it? Link the cat? Link kitty. Hello, kitty. Get out of way. Kitty is in very great. Alright, Furball, move. Move, Furball. You're in way. You wish to come over here? Come, comrade. You'll skit here. Come. Strange Furball, come here. Come. Fine, you want to sleep over there? That is fine. Is Link being bad again? I mean, he's being Link. I do not know how to spell strange wording. My favorite UFC fighter? I don't pay attention to mixed martial arts, MMA stuff. It is good yawn, Link. Bruce Wayne was never defeated? Yes he was. Bane broke his back. Having back broken, I say, would be defeat. Especially for a long period, he couldn't even feel feet. So I'd say Bane did win victory over Bet by breaking him so he no longer feel feet or can stand or walk until magical science and he's all better. Hello, kitty. You wish to come over here and snuggle? How have I been? Okay. Good kitty, good. Da. Good kitty. Good, good, good. 116. Toka what? Toka Razor? Ryu. Oh man, I don't even know how to spell it. Toga. Ugh. Wait, that didn't work. Togakure. Ryu. They tried to have Batman in Smallville. WB said no. They were going to have Bruce Wayne appear in the show for a while. And Warner Brothers said no, so they had to change the character who was appearing in the show. And he wasn't Bruce Wayne anymore. He was another rich kid. But yeah, they were trying to show everybody. But Warner Brothers was like, nope. How about them Eagles? Go Sports. Why did WB say no to using Bruce Wayne? Because of Batman Begins. Why indeed? No, we don't. Tom King ruined Flashpoint Batman? Yes, he did. I concur. Ninjas! Why did it have to be ninjas? Ouch. Is that a lady ninja? Ow! Are you throwing chairs? Are the ninjas still mad that they have to toss? Ow. Ha! Ninja has a gun? Where? Oh. Ouch. Woo! Man, that plow is loud. Oh, what just happened? Why did... Yes, the bat embargo. The dumbest thing in modern history. The bat embargo. The rule that states that Batman shall not appear on multiple media at the same time due to creating... what did they say? Audience confusion. So the bat embargo was a thing from like 1990... What was it? 92 until about 2008, I think. 2008 is when the bat embargo stopped, really. There's still some aspects of the Bat embargo that's still alive today, but not really.
This will be humiliation. Go!
The most successful company to make use of the Bat embargo in ways that shocked and awed people was Batman the Animated Series, though, because they had villains come and go because Warner Brothers kept taking villains out of the show. And they had to work with whatever they could from the DC Bible of characters. Because WB would show up and they're like, we're going to do a movie about Two-Face. And then, you know, Bruce Timm and Paul Dini are like, okay, no problem, we'll stop showing Two-Face. And then, you know, there goes Two-Face. Or, hey, we're thinking about having Mr. Freeze in a movie. Well, Mr. Freeze has only appeared once or twice. We were hoping to use him a couple more times. Yeah, nope, we're going to use him in the 1997 movie. Well, I guess we'll have to find a way of writing Freeze's character off the show. Yeah, we're going to have the Riddler and Two-Face in the movie, so no Riddler anymore either. But we had big plans for Riddler. Nope, you can do 3 or 4 episodes with Riddler and that's it. Nothing else. Dumb. Well, we had such a huge presence with Penguin and Catwoman. You're right, but we're going to use Penguin and Catwoman for something else, so you can't use them anymore. Have you ever noticed that? If you go back and you watch Batman the Animated Series, there's several years where, like, Penguin or Catwoman completely disappear. The only villain that is constant in Batman the Animated Series with the most appearances is the Joker. Joker has the most appearances out of anybody. Why? Because he was already dead in the movie, so he could be used as much as you want. Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy wasn't in it that much because she also appeared in the movies. As soon as they're green light for the movies, they were taken out of the shows. It's just what it is. But since Ra's al Ghul wasn't, you know, in it, he had like a bigger presence in Batman the Animated Series. Man-Bat, Clayface. Two-Face got the yeet at one point. Penguin was removed at one point. Joker was constant. Harley was constant. Poison Ivy got removed. Mr. Freeze got removed. Didn't appear again until later shows. It is the lamest invention known to man, though, the Bat embargo. I've never liked the Bat embargo. Can you imagine how amazing the animated series would have been if we had more episodes with Catwoman and, like, Penguin and things like that? And Two-Face, instead of just being like, oh, the characters just disappear unexpectedly for a while and then they randomly come back for, like, one episode. Maybe we would have had, like, better episodes and not, like, the Tiger Burning Bright nonsense or... what else did we have that was weird? The Worry Men episode, all kinds of stuff. We had more solid episodes based on Two-Face and Penguin and other stories.
Now you will see.
And,
You should not.
also, isn't it interesting that the Robin that appears in the Batman Forever movie is a teenager, just like the Robin's a teenager or a college student in Batman the Animated Series?
Does not belong.
Batman the Animated Series came out before Batman Forever, so it's interesting that they also had a teenage Robin or older Robin. Coincidence? Maybe. Maybe. But I already hit the requirement. I shouldn't have to play anymore. Yeah, the reason why we say the Bat embargo died in 2008 because you had the Brave and the Bold Batman cartoon show going. You had the Arkham universe started a year later, like the Arkham games came out. And by that point, they didn't care anymore. So you had different depictions of Batman on TV, the campy, you know, Brave and the Bold Batman. You had the Dark Knight movie, which was dark and gritty. You had the Arkham games. And you still had leftover Justice League games, too, like Justice League Heroes. Wait, what year was Justice League Heroes? I think Justice League Heroes was 2010. What year? Or was it 2008? Ah, 2006. Okay, never mind. Because that was Super PlayStation 2. So yeah, Bat Embargo was mostly dead in 2008. The only reason they got away with the Batman cartoon show instead of like Nolan's Batman, which actually Nolan's Batman was it started in 2005. The Batman started 2004. And WB didn't cancel it because they had a new live action movie, because the Batman started first. So they got to do their run, but they had to change certain aspects of their show. So they introduced Batgirl and then Robin, and they did some other differences, so it wasn't just like a solo Batman story anymore. They brought in the Bat Family. They bring in the Bat Family or face cancellation. So they brought in the Bat Fam. And it actually was a good decision because the show became funnier when Robin and Batgirl were constantly bantering all the time. The only Ouch. Yeah, but anyway, when they wanted to bring in Batman Bruce Wayne for Smallville, they couldn't do it because like WB wouldn't let them because Bat Embargo. I don't think the Bat Embargo exists anymore, really. Not to the extent that it used to.
This will be easy.
Leave me alone. Bye-bye. Whammo! Do I think Dark Knight Rises would have been a better movie if Heath Ledger didn't pass away? Joker was supposed to be in the third movie. The third movie was going to be totally about Two-Face. Joker was going to be, like, his abduction either was going to be at the start of Batman 3, or Joker was going to get apprehended at the end of The Dark Knight, and the Two-Face arc would be spun off into the third movie, because they didn't want to rush Two-Face the way that Tommy Lee Jones rushed Two-Face, but they ended up rushing Two-Face more than anybody else. But that's because they basically used all the footage from Heath Ledger's Joker, which was supposed to be for 2 movies, and Nolan, like, stuck it into all one film. And then they had to completely rewrite the Dark Knight 3. Sorry, I got something in my eye. Also, notice how they don't mention Joker at all in the third movie. They don't let you know what happened to him at all. You don't know if the cops killed him or anything. There's a mention of Joker in the Dark Knight Rises novelization, and that's the only place you can find anything about him. Apparently, he was so crazy that he's left inside Arkham when Bane basically takes over the city. He just leaves Joker locked up because he's too unpredictable. And that's the only mention of Joker in the Dark Knight Rises. But you have to read the book. It's like a brief little blurb or whatever, mentioning that the guy's still in Arkham or something. Shinobi Ryu? Breaking and entering, chokeslam, scare tactics. Sure, we'll beat up ninjas. Them not mentioning Joker was so awkward. Well, I mean, everybody was still reeling from his death. His death put on hold the third Batman movie for a while. Because think about it. He died in 2008 during post-production of The Dark Knight. 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012 is when the next movie came out. They started filming in 2011. And then they had the movie, you know, released in 2012. But Nolan didn't even want to do a third movie after Heath died. It was very rough for him because I believe Heath Ledger was in other Nolan movies, I think. Or Nolan knew him. Something like that. I don't remember. But yeah, they had a whole other plan for Joker and Two-Face, and they were going to introduce another character instead of Bane. But it's brilliant what David S. Goyer and Nolan were able to do for the third movie. They tied it back to Batman Begins. So if you think about it, the trilogy is really unique that way because it circles back to the very first movie. So all of the events that Bruce Wayne did in Batman Begins come full circle in the revenge plot from the League of Assassins in the third movie. Whereas, you know, the League was never going to be mentioned again. So, I mean, that's pretty intelligent to be able to do something like that. So with Heath's passing, they actually made a pretty solid trilogy. If you really think about it, Nolan's Batman has a complete story, a beginning, a middle, and an end. It also shows the consequences for his actions in the second movie. What are the consequences to being Batman? Rachel, Harvey Dent, Joker, and the ramifications for what happened, you know, where Batman says, I can be those things, you know, becoming the villain. It's, you know, Nolan's trilogy is amazing. It really is. Yeah. Gavin is correct. The bat embargo doesn't exist anymore because we've had multiple Batman on TV like all the time. And people don't seem to care. The audience was never going to care, though, you know, because you had animated series and the Batman Keaton films and Schumacher films going at the same time. You know? Whatever executive came up with that idea in the 90s was stupid. And Nolan kind of reinforced that. Like, yeah, I don't want any other depictions of Batman, except for maybe cartoons. Bale is the only Batman. So it feels like Nolan kind of dug up the old bat embargo and made it a million times worse. But then it might, like I said, by 2008 it was essentially dissolved. There was some live action snafus with it, but for the most part, you know, 2008 was kind of the end of that. And then by 2009, you had multiple Batman projects. Lego Batman, Arkham Batman, all kinds of stuff. And you'll probably get more Batman in the future. I don't understand why, you know, WB basically let the Batman and Justice League property kind of sit. But again, they're creatures of habit. When things don't work out for them. If the Justice League movie was super successful, there's no doubt in my mind that we would have had Justice League video games. And we would have had, like, probably another Justice League, like, series or something like that. That wasn't Justice League action. Probably would have been a more serious Justice League show or movies or whatever. But when a project fails for them, they look at their property and they're like, maybe people hate this now, so we're just going to stop working with it. And it's like, no, you idiots, you have other markets. You have a whole video game market that you let starve, and Sony took over. And they gave people Spider-Man, and now the superhero market is more divided than ever because You have a huge install base for Spider-Man and a very small base for Batman. And the Batman base used to be much larger. But because they sat on their hands for a decade, and then the game that they did deliver that was tied to their universe was trash. So, I mean, I would round up those executives and fire them because they ruined everything. If they're still at Warner Brothers, they need to be given the boot. Got it. And really, I mean, literally, have a security guard, like, kick them in the fanny and kick them out the door. Because that's what they deserve. They done screwed up big time. Big time. Because here's the thing. If there would have been a Batman game in, like, 2019 or 2020, like a new Arkham game, like 5 years, whatever, break, you still would have had, like, a shared market between Marvel and DC, and it'd be a stronger competition between Arkham and Spider-Man. Even if the game came out a year after Spider-Man, that would have been interesting in 2019. But it didn't happen. They just kept canceling Batman projects left and right. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. And now with the whole Rocksteady fiasco, you have either some fans still like Rocksteady or most don't anymore. So how are you going to repair that brand damage? Good luck with that. Knock down an enemy with a dive bomb tackle and take him down with a ground takedown. Appear out of nowhere. Perform a takedown through a weak wall. Ugh. Where are the weak walls? I don't even know where the weak walls are.
카보이를 놓치면 안 돼. 저기다.
Goodbye. Yada-dee, da-da-da-da. Go ninja, go ninja, go. Oh, I see. There was nobody there. Go ninja, go ninja, go. Go, 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 go. Breaking and entering. Perform a takedown through a weak wall. I'll wait for later for that. Are you in position right underneath there? Oh, wow. That's fun. Whoa! Whoa! Oh no! Because they had the glue on them, it didn't work! Ah! No! Stupid glitches. Yep, I'm actually very happy about that, Gavin, that we're going to have 2 Batmen in films. One for Elseworlds, one for their shared universe. And it's about time. It is about time. I'm more excited about DC Elseworlds than I am the DC shared universe, though. Oh, darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it. Hello, Link. Hello, Link. Am I still a fan of Jeff Johns? I like his writing, but I don't think the guy's very smart anymore, no. What just happened? Oh my gosh, there's bombs! Why did I set up the bombs? Yeah, but I don't think that the Justice League Mortal movie was going to be any good, though. I really don't care about DC being the first one to release, like, a superhero team movie. But we know that the Justice League Mortal thing would not have been very good. And also, Nolan wasn't going to let Justice League Mortal happen anyway. Because his Batman was in film. That's why the Justice League Mortal film didn't make it. Not only was the movie so-so or whatever, like, but, you know, DC wasn't going to be comfortable with that. Because they had the Nolan thing, and Nolan was a big stickler for the Bat embargo. I'm still amazed that we got Lego Batman and the Arkham games around the same time frame. Because, I mean, Nolan was very adamant about there only being one Batman and it being Christian Bale. So if he was more consciously aware of, like, cartoon shows and things like that, we probably wouldn't have had Justice League on the air and the Batman and things like that. Like, but definitely he wasn't going to allow any other films or live action shows to be made because he was aware of television and things like that. But video games and like cartoon shows like flew under his radar, so that's a good thing. But yeah, he was very very pig-headed about that. Does Catwoman have a good origin story? What do you mean? She was a thief and... Whoa. No! No! Aye! Ow. Well, that was terrible. Well, I'm gonna die anyway. Let's have some fun. Ha 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 ha.
Let the outsider die, meditating on his failures.
Well, that's because Gavin, James Gunn is a huge fan of Superman. Superman's like one of his favorite characters, but apparently he's a bigger Batman fan than anything. But I mean, he says that about every DC character, though. Like, if he was such a big Batman fan, then he would have made a Batman movie first. Because I remember there was an interview he did for Guardians of the Galaxy 10 years ago, and an interviewer asked him, what's your favorite superhero? And he said, Batman. And they're like, can you say that as a Marvel guy? He says, why? He says, I love comics. But yet, he's done a lot of unique things with the Suicide Squad. Now he's doing the Superman project. He's a big fan of Grant Morrison's Superman, so... No, we don't want health. Darn.
Prove to me you are worthy of my instruction.
I mean, personally, I'd love to see Superman get, you know, some more stuff happen for him. He's the world's first superhero, and he gets kind of like, you know, stiff-armed quite a bit.
당신 안 당해.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Come on. Come on, you dingus. Thank you. I was gonna say, that better work. There's only a couple fools left. Ooh. Can we do a reverse Batarang? Knock her off? That would be fun. Stay. 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 No! It didn't last very long. No weapon for you? Ah! Never gets old. Never gets old. Oh, shoot! I forgot about the scare tactics. Oops. Man. Are you talking about the Halle Berry Catwoman movie? Yeah, that was weird. I saw it in theaters, so feel bad for me. Messed up. Did I enjoy the Catwoman film when I saw it in theaters? Nope. I almost walked out during it. It was pretty bad. Okay, let me explain my reasoning, okay? Oops. Okay, so here was my reasoning. I was a Halle Berry fan, okay? I liked her in the James Bond movie. I loved Storm in the 99 X-Men, or 2000 X-Men movie, and the 2003 X-Men 2 movie. So, the idea of her playing Catwoman, it was kind of like, oh wow, it's going to be like an Eartha Kitt situation. Not only was the movie super sexualized, like, more so than Michelle Pfeiffer, who I guess you would kind of say that was like tame spiciness, but like, Halle's acting and everybody else in the movie was like what the CW became. It was just really bad. It was like the Daredevil movie or Elektra. It was just... But I think Elektra was later. But I mean, that's the comparison. It was just... I was sitting there watching it by myself, and I just had a look of bewilderment. Like, I was just thinking, what have they done? And it was just like, you know, it was in line with how most superhero movies, you made a good superhero movie in the early 2000s or you made a really bad one. And it was a really bad one.
Let's see what the outsider can.
Halle Berry was such a cool actress that I was like, you know what? She's gonna kill it as Catwoman. She did kill it. She murdered Catwoman. Because Catwoman didn't show up for quite a while. Whoop.
저기다. When the blind lead the blind, they fall over the cliff. Remember, Foreigner, we learn little from our victories, but a great deal from our defeats, so long as we survive.
Go up to the wall. Go up to the wall. Oh, crap.
It has been a long, lonely journey. It may even be your luck if it were to all end here.
Oops! I forgot the batarangs did that.
One must always move, not stay in one place, or like still waters you will putrefy. Do not underestimate your opponent. Use everything you have learned to stop him.
Is he scared? He looks scared to me. I think he's scared.
The foreigner has shown you he is not a joke. What will you do?
I could still pull this off. Maybe.
He is watching, moving, planning.
Come on, you big galupa. This is getting annoying.
One must always
Why are
move,
you not here?
not stay in one place, or like still waters you will putrefy. Do not underestimate your opponent. Use everything you have learned to fight.
Get up. Doggone it.
The foreigner has shown you he is not a joke. What will you do?
Check the wall.
Do not hold back. Show us what you can do. Kill if you must.
You made me go through a lot of work there, fella. A lot of work. No, I don't have the Sonic Batarang. Oh wait, no, I have a Sonic Batarang. They never come to investigate it. You can get creative with it though. Use the glue grenade on them and drag them into the wall, then run behind the wall and take them down. Just takes a while, that's all. Oh, you can. The only way that you can take down a armored thug is wall takedown. You can do a ceiling takedown, like, you know, through a glass ceiling. You can disarm them and they can punch you and you can take them down. You can cape stun them 3 times. What else can you do to them? You can glue grenade them. And you can pull them off a walkway, that's it. You can't do any other takedown to, thugs with, like, you know, armor. That's it. But there's ways around it. I would recommend glue grenade. Glue grenade's the fastest way. Or you could disarm them and do a takedown. The cape stun can work, but it takes a while. And you'll probably get shot in the process, so there's that. Oh yeah, over the glass. That's true, yeah. So if they're, the window pane takedown works. Yeah. That's true. Taijutsu. Yeah, but there's a way that you can, you know, even if their patrol pattern isn't very nice, you can kind of make the game do what you want. It's going to take you time to get them in a position, but you can do it. That's why I said I recommend glue grenade, use your back grapple, and then, you know, quickly get behind a wall. It'll work. It just takes patience. Sometimes I don't have the patience for it, though. I mean, there were a lot of superhero movies that weren't very good in the 2000s, but you guys are forgetting the first 2 X-Men movies were great. And the first Fantastic Four movie was fun. The second movie sucked, but the first one was fun. Blade was really cool. So you had Blade, X-Men, Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, X-Men 2, Fantastic Four, not necessarily in that order. Batman Begins. X-Men 3 was terrible. Spider-Man 3 was meh. The Hulk movie was eh. Daredevil and Elektra was eh. Catwoman was oh. Am I missing any other ones? Ghost Rider, the first one was fun. First Ghost Rider was fun. Second one was terrible. Can't think of any others. By the 2010s we had... Oh yeah, and Dark Knight. Dark Knight was like the end of the 2000 run of superhero movies, basically. And it was like $1 billion movie. The Dark Knight was the most successful superhero movie and action film of the 2000s. Like it, you know, if you really think about it, it made $1 billion. And most action films from like 2000 to 2010 did not make anywhere near as much money as The Dark Knight. And Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man was 2000... Was it 2012? When was Amazing Spider-Man? Okay, it was 2012. Okay. The Watchmen I didn't see until 2010. But it was considered mediocre. That was a Zack Snyder movie. Dark Knight was peak. The first Iron Man movie was good. That was 2008. The Incredibles was good. I would count The Incredibles as a good movie. So, the good movies that we had in the 2000s was Watchmen, Dark Knight, Iron Man, Incredibles, Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Batman Begins, X-Men 2, X-Men, Fantastic Four 1, Hellboy was okay, X-Men Origins Wolverine was bad, Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer was bad, Hellboy 2 was bad, Hancock was weird, Daredevil was meh, Hulk movie was meh, the Incredible Hulk movie wasn't bad, with Edward Norton, but I don't know, was that an early 2000s movie? 2000, 2010? Ghost Rider 1 was okay. Unbreakable was interesting. Superman Returns was meh. Blade 2 was meh. Sky High was a TV movie, that was okay. Blade Trinity was terrible. Constantine was interesting, but it didn't feel like Constantine. Punisher movie was eh. V for Vendetta was interesting. I'd say that was a comic book movie, though, not superhero. Elektra was... Elektra was better than Catwoman, but that's not saying much. The Spirit was weird. And that's it. I think that's everything. Okay, yeah, the Incredible Hulk movie with Edward Norton was actually pretty good. That was 2008. I like it much better than the 2003 Hulk movie, personally. I didn't forget Superman Returns. The problem with Superman Returns was... how do I explain this? Brandon Routh was amazing as Superman. The story was weird. Like, they were trying so hard to make a modern Christopher Reeve Superman movie, but they had such a terrible plot. There was no Superman villain other than Lex. Superman literally fought a giant kryptonite island. It had, like, Green Lantern 2011 energy. Like, it just wasn't... The movie was okay at parts, but then it just kind of fell apart. But Brandon Routh was an amazing casting for Superman. He was just... He was a great Superman in a bad Superman movie. Or a mediocre Superman movie. I think that's the nicest way of saying it.
Now you will see.
I think that would be the nicest way that you can handle that. Because I still think Brandon Routh was perfect casting for Superman. And he loved the character just like Henry Cavill. And both Henry Cavill and Brandon Routh grew up being Superman fans as little kids. That's, you know. I'd say probably, I think Henry Cavill is too much of a super fan. He literally named his dog Cal. Did you guys know about that? He named his dog Cal. Like, you know, Kal-El. His dog's full name is Kal-El, but he calls him Cal. Yeah, I think that's going a little bit too far, but here's an interesting bit of trivia you guys probably don't know. The reason why Dean Cain signed up to play Superman or did the auditions is because as a kid he grew up as a fan of Superman. But he didn't think he'd get the part because he was mixed. He was half American, half Japanese. So he didn't think that they would even let him try out for the role. But I think that Dean Cain was a good Superman. The problem with Dean Cain's Superman show is they didn't have the technology for it, so they couldn't really bring in a lot of Superman villains. Metallo was a joke in the show. When they brought in the other Kryptonians, they all looked like they were wearing black pajamas. Mr. Yes Pitalik was Howie Mandel, and it was weird. And I don't think the only other villains that they had that Superman fought was like Interpol and different Metropolis mobsters. It was weird. I enjoyed watching the show as a kid with my family, but it was kind of like, when is Superman actually going to fight super villains? So when, at the same time, there was no Superman embargo, right? So when Lois and Clark was on TV, and they were talking about doing a Superman movie with Nicolas Cage at the time, there was a Superman cartoon show that debuted in 1997. Around the same time Lois and Clark was still on the air. And Superman fought all kinds of supervillains in that show. But the Superman TV show just basically focused on Lois and Clark as a romantic comedy, and Superman didn't really get to do anything interesting.
We will punish you for disgracing us with your presence.
I guess the highest stakes that Dean Cain's Superman faced in his show is he got poisoned once by some type of kryptonite poisoning and almost died. Somebody gave him kryptonite cancer, and he literally had to fight a clone of himself. They did an adaptation of the Superboy storyline from the 90s, and they had Dean Cain playing a younger version of himself as clone Superman from Lex. But of course that clone died. So what did Superman do? He flew him into the sun. He literally pulled a Christopher Reeve Superman 4 The Quest for Peace thing, where he flew bad guy into the sun or whatever. At least I believe he did at one point. But then I think he stuck him on the moon or something, like they did to Doomsday. I don't remember. That movie was garbage. It was funny, though. It was bad. It's funny, though, if that Superman movie would have succeeded, people probably wouldn't have been so mean to the Supergirl movie that came out a year after. Oh well. Thing is, we rag on DC quite a bit, but DC has made some really good stuff. Marvel also had a lot of hits and misses in the 80s and 90s, though. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I already won, though. I just need to survive. How dare you attack me with a... What is that, a sigh? Did you just attack me with a sigh? You did.
Humiliation.
Ow. I hit her so hard she bounced. Oh, you can't break the sword, though. You can only break small gadgets. I'm gonna die. Nope. Why would you have red ninjas where everyone else is wearing black? Does it come in black? Maybe. Sonic boom. Stay down. Did you say stop? Stop being punched? Clear. Oh, we still have more to go? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I mean, Snyder has already admitted to being a Batman fan, though. Like, I think that if he wanted to, I think that Snyder could make an amazing Dark Knight Returns Elseworld movie, and I think people would love it. Because he understands the Frank Miller Batman. Does he understand DC or TV or video game Batman? No. But he could make an amazing Frank Miller, like, adaptation. Bet. He really could. He's got... Because you have to remember, The Dark Knight Returns, that cinematography, that, like, tonal look to the book, like, he could basically recreate that for film, and it would work with his style. Also, I mean, you know, he's a very depressed guy, so I think that he'd be perfect to do an Elseworlds movie of The Dark Knight Returns. I think he could really do it. Bring back Ben, and boom, go. Depressed director, depressed actor. Perfect combination for a depressing movie. I kid. Oh, yeah, no, we did it. Yeah, it's over. Yeah, that was it. 100 to 1, no money down, lot full, hidden facility, Tatsu, whatever. Vantage mastery. What goes up? Venting anger. Anger venting. Oh, we did all those, that's why. Oh. Well, I want some variety in my beat-em-up stuff, so Death Sentence. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm having a lot of fun with that Dynasty Warriors game. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, but MA, the media that's portrayed in Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns is exactly like the media we have today. Like, the political pundit stuff, like, that is very relatable today. So Frank called it. Our media became super corrupt. Just as bad as, if not, I would say they're worse than the Frank Miller book. I'd say they're 100% worse. So that would be spot on. And the media plays a huge role in the Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns. It's the after books I don't like. I don't like The Dark Knight Strikes Again. I don't like whatever happened with Kelly becoming Batman. It's just but Dark Knight Returns is good. It's the stuff that comes after is terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Ooh, and All-Star Batman is terrible. That's Frank Miller too. I hate All-Star.
No one can help you now.
Show him who he's messing with!
Aha! Dead. Nope! Oh, I didn't even see the guy with the gun. Doggone it. You make me sad. Put it down, bucko. I hated All-Star. All-Star Superman was interesting. All-Star Batman was terrible. Rapey Joker. Give Robin rats to eat. Black Canary and Batman pairing. Batman, like, swearing all the time with his name. It's like an edgelord's fantasy Batman. It's, could not stand it.
How's he doing this?
Oh yeah, and nearly killing Green Lantern. Like, seriously. Dick Grayson nearly killing Green Lantern was nuts. On top of everything else bizarre. Like, okay.
Gotta be my... I'll tear you apart!
I'll tear you apart. You do that.
What are you waiting for?
1, 2,
Get me out of here!
3. Aha! Well, I mean, Gavin, they told us, from our perspective, you have to think about that. We were very blessed to have Jim Lee's art style, you know, with the whole Hush thing and a lot of really interesting books at the time. And so when Jim Lee and Frank Miller were going to team up to do an all-new Batman story set right around the time that Dick Grayson became Robin, you know, we all thought it was going to be a masterpiece, like as good as like Batman Year One or The Dark Knight Returns, because I'm pretty sure The Dark Knight Strikes Again, where he killed Dick Grayson and had him become the Joker too. Just stupid. Dark Knight Strikes Again. Release date. Dark Knight Strikes Again, first published in 2002. Yeah. And All-Star Batman release date. Okay. So, in 2002, Frank Miller screwed up with The Dark Knight Strikes Again and turned Dick Grayson into Evil Joker. And he murdered the Justice League. It was a terrible book. Not many fans like it. And it shows that, you know, Frank Miller was going down the drain of insanity. You know, which started with The Dark Knight Returns, obviously. But, you know, his year one was really good. And so people are like, okay, you know, Frank Miller has had some hit comic books. So there's a chance that All-Star Batman will be really, really good. You know, it's a younger Batman, and Robin's going to be in it, and Joker's going to be in it. Like, what could he possibly do? And those right there are the fatal words. What could he possibly do? What didn't he do?
Down goes the bag.
What people have to understand is before the woke era and all their nonsense, in comic books, not every comic book that released was great. There were times where both Marvel and DC just, like, completely failed. Like, they just totally missed the mark. And All-Star Batman is one of those famous examples of, like, just because it sounds like a good idea doesn't mean it is. As a Robin fan, I hated that book, but I hated The Dark Knight Strikes Again a lot because of what, you know, happened. But, you know, it was an Elseworlds thing. I remember at one point in time, they were trying to convince people that All-Star Batman was, like, you know, canon. And people are like, no, 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 no. And thankfully, Jim Lee said, you know, this is an Elseworlds story. It's like, thank God. Because, I mean, this thing, you know, it didn't even feel like it belonged in Frank Miller's, like, Dark Knight, or excuse me, Batman Year One scenario. It was like a completely different Batman. His writing style had changed so much that, at that point, when he made Carrie Kelly Batman in his, like, last big real DC thing, everybody knew that Frank had gone, you know, bye-bye. By that point, it was like, everyone knew Frank was, like, just one step away from a nursing home, because he had completely lost it. Yes, Jared Leto was a fan of All-Star Joker. Yes. Yup. Yup. Don't, please do not get All-Star Batman or Dark Knight Strikes Again. Trust me, they're both terrible. They're really bad.
Don't let him touch ya.
The woke era was bad, but not every comic book that released in the 90s and the 2000s was, you know, great comics. But for other reasons. It's nothing to do with, you know, all the social, political garbage that they were pushing the past, like, 10 years in comic books. It just had to do with, like, really bad storylines, bad characterizations, bad ideas for comics, and just, like, all kinds of stuff.
They ain't gonna recognize your body.
I don't know who we have to blame for All-Star. I think Dan Didio really liked All-Star, which would explain so much. But Jim Lee did the art. Jim Lee's art style is in All-Star. You can tell. Anybody else? How did he... What? That's supposed to be a takedown. What in the world? Do I miss Dan Didio? Yes, because Dan Didio kept the woke people in check. Dan Didio had a method. He would only let a little bit of crazy leak out of DC. When Dan left, the dam burst open with woke people. Did you know that Dan was very particular who he allowed to work at DC? So you can actually blame the person responsible for bringing in so many of the weirdos from Marvel was actually, oh, what's his name? I can see his face, and I can hear his laugh. And he was responsible for doing some stupid stuff to Young Justice. Oh, what's his name? The thing is, I don't like this guy, and I can't remember his name. I've talked about him before. What's his face? Oh no, I got all 3 awards, I know. Oh, this is gonna drive me crazy. He was there when Dan was leaving DC, and then he was the one who brought in all the weirdos from Marvel, because he was a Marvel writer. Bendis! That's it! Yes! Bendis! Thank you. Yeah, Bendis hired all his freak friends from Marvel, and they came over to DC, and they basically turned DC into a plague ship. Dan would have never allowed that to happen, because Dan, you know, had a hard enough time bringing Bendis in, and he kept Bendis in check, if you can believe that. The problem is, when Dan left, is pretty much any idea was green-lighted, even if the idea was terrible. Even if they knew that it was going to cause problems. Like, Dan was a businessman, so he wasn't going to rock the boat, you know, too much. And make no mistake, Dan was just as liberal as the rest of them. But Dan had some type of, like, conservative sense when it came to business. So he didn't, like, try to literally burn the forest to the ground in order to make a point, because he wanted to make money. Bendis and all these other people, they were agenda-driven people, and, you know, they just want to get their political point across. Fans be darned. Money be darned. They don't care. So, like, literally, Bendis is a forest fire starter, and Bendis is a forest fire starter. And, like, Dan Didio was a guy who basically, you know, had teams put out fires as best he could. He was responsible for a lot of stupid stuff, but the crap hit the fan when he left. Because, you know, they pretty much were able to do whatever they wanted. Like, the entire, like, in a sense, all of DC basically became as crazy as All-Star Batman. Except the woke version. Like, every idea that you could think of was given the okay, even if it was a terrible idea, and even though they lost money, like what they did to Tim Drake, what they did to Stephanie, what, you know, all this stuff. Even though they did those drastic things and they knew there would be severe consequences for it, they didn't have their shoulder angel, Dan Didio, anymore to keep, like, basically keeping the ship from hitting an iceberg. And once the ship did hit the iceberg, Jim Lee was barely able to bail things out because he's not a very good leader. He's a very brilliant, creative person, and he has great, you know, hiring process and stuff like that. But when it comes to leadership, it was a two-man team. You know, Dan handled all the business savvy stuff. And when it came to the executive decisions was handled by 4 people. I don't remember who the 4th person is, but it was Jeff Johns, Jim Lee, and Dan Didio. I don't know who the 4th party was. I don't think it was EVS. But I don't remember. And they were the creative, like, force behind DC for, like, 15 years. And then when Dan left, then it became the Bendis show, and Bendis did whatever he wanted. Whatever he wanted. And it's true. You can even go and look it up. No, Dan's never going to come back to DC. He's retired. You kidding me? He made his money. He's done. Dan's retired somewhere happily, like in the Cayman Islands or something. He's gone. He'll never come back. Did Dan's employees hate working for him? Yeah, because he ran a tight ship, of course. But they respected him for it. They hated him, but they respected him. Like, he was a mean boss, but stuff got done. Do you know what I mean?
It doesn't matter how many of you there are.
You need, in the business world, you have to have a tough boss in order for things to work. The problem is Jim Lee is too nice. And Jim Lee doesn't know how to say no to things. So basically Bendis and like all these other people from Marvel were able to basically string Jim Lee around very easily. I don't even know who's in charge of DC's editorial stuff right now, if it's still Jim or if it's somebody else. Because DC Comics are getting a little better, but not really. Tim Drake is still wasted. The Nightwing stuff is good. The World's Finest stuff is fun. Absolute Batman is interesting, kind of. Ow. But you have to remember, too, I felt like Dan Didio was a plague at DC. I thought that if they got rid of him, he was like, in my mind, back in the day, I always saw Dan Didio as kind of like the cog in the clock that's broken, that's causing the clock not to work right. And if you get rid of the broken cog, the clock is going to run better. Now, I was wrong. I had a very naive way of thinking, because when they took that piece of the clock out, the clock broke. The clock never ran right ever again. Because that rusted cog that was in the clock was actually allowing the clock to still tick. Allowing it to still tell time. To still work. And then afterwards, you just... who knows what they did? It got 1,000,000 times worse, and I didn't even think that was possible. Because I used to complain about Dan, like, at least every couple videos, I'd talk about his bad business decisions and some of the things that he talked about, like, at his, you know, because he was the PR guy who spoke to the press about, like, upcoming comic books and stuff, and also his disdain for legacy characters and stuff like that. You know, me and Dan, we butted heads. And then when he was gone, it's like, I didn't realize how much we needed him after he left. You know, that's how stuff goes sometimes, though, is you don't understand how big of an impact somebody had in the business that they were in until they're not a part of the business, and then you see what it's like without them, and you're like, oh my gosh, what have we done? You know, what have I done? But I wasn't responsible for doing anything. I'm just a YouTuber, for crying out loud. I have no pull on anything. And as a Shadowban person, I'm basically in my own echo chamber. So, I mean, you know, I wasn't responsible for jack. But I still feel bad for kind of saying the guy deserved to be fired for years, because I don't think that was warranted. I think a lot of people at DC need to be fired now, if they're still there, because, you know, like I said, they're not only they're crazy, but they have no breaks. They need to have a good editorial department at DC that can say no to people, because not every idea should be greenlit. And they also need to bring back their policy where they shouldn't be able to make fun of fans on social media and tell their audience, if you don't like us, don't buy our books. That is the stupidest thing in a business world that you can say to somebody is, If you don't like me, don't buy my product. Only a moron says that. If somebody says that to you, they're an entitled prick. Pretty much. Excuse me.
You cannot win.
Because you never, ever want to alienate your audience. That's business 101. If you have customers that support you,
You will never see tomorrow.
and will, like, basically, you know, go through fire to purchase your product and defend you and all this other stuff, and then you turn on those people over something stupid as politics and, like, gender identity and all that nonsense, like, you deserve your company to burn to the ground, basically. Because you've completely lost sight of the forest before the trees. Like, you have no idea what you're doing. And that's where DC was. DC was basically running around in the wilderness for gosh knows how long, you know? But maybe with James Gunn, things will change. I don't know if he's in charge of DC Comics, though. I think he's just in charge of DC Studios, which has to do with... let's see if I remember this correctly. Film, TV, and... Film, TV... Animation. I don't think he's in charge of the video games. I don't believe... I don't know, though. Is James in charge of the video games now, too? He's not in charge of the comics. I don't know. Look. Nope. Sorry, people. I was around my Portuguese family, and they, like, swear like sailors, like, even during the funeral. I've heard more F-bombs and other, like, swear words I haven't heard in a long time at that funeral than I've heard in years. And I work on the internet, and the internet people cuss all the time. And it was like every other word, like at the memorial, they're just cussing and laughing and stuff like that. Because that's how Portuguese people are. They swear all the time. They swear in Portuguese. The old K-Wing would fight me for defending Dido. I would sit him down and be like, shut up, 20-year-old me, and listen. I come from the future, you little brat. It's a lot worse now. So give the man some slack. Because you were wrong. I'm in the driver's seat now, son. I come from a world that's bleak and dark and depressing. Worse than 9/11. Where people don't even know what gender they are anymore. It's way worse now, pal. So sit there and shut up and take notes. I'd set myself straight, don't worry. I had common sense back then. I would explain to him, and I could tell him how crazy the world got in 5 minutes and set him straight. I could easily do it. But most of the stuff I talked about, Dido was funny, though. It was all true, too. He did do a lot of stupid stuff. He had a vendetta against Nightwing. He couldn't stand Nightwing. I don't know why. It was the weirdest take for me. For someone who says they like Dick Grayson, he only liked Dick Grayson as Robin. Which was really weird. Whoops. Nah. Like, 20-year-old me would have no idea how terrible the world got. Like, you just wouldn't... Like, basically think about everything that you learned about common sense was completely ignored. And for years, like, just for talking like a normal person, you could lose your job. You could have people try to get you killed through swatting. You could lose, like, your entire business because people try to get you fired from Google. They try to take your advertisers away from you. All because, like, you disagree with them on something so stupid. My younger self would have no idea what I was talking about. It would be unfathomable to tell him that in video games now you can't even choose male or female. You can only choose body type B or A or B. Like, he would think I was smoking crack or something. It's true, though. Like, we basically lived in a world where people were trying to gaslight and torture people for having common sense. You want to know who did that to people? The Nazis. People in World War II. It's so funny to me that woke people couldn't even put a mirror up to their face because everything that they did was right out of Hitler's Mein Kampf. Like, 100%. Like, they called us fascists and stuff for being normal, but all the things that they did, like trying to control people, getting people fired for, you know, misgendering them or whatever, like putting down people into categories and basically, like, I'm surprised that people literally didn't have, like, some type of identification for them to wear so that woke people could point them out in the crowd. That's where it was going. Like, they literally were the modern Nazis. I kid you not. Anyway. But it looks like comic books are healing now. The world is healing. We have laws that are being put into place that are happening. Like, I don't even follow all this stuff. All I know is that they're making a U.S. law where there's only two genders, men and women. And if people bring up... I would take it a step further. If people talked about... This is how mean I am. If people said there were multiple genders, I would give them a fine. Like, write them a citation every time. That way they can never control the government and the media ever again. I would put an honest-to-God fine in place. Like a speeding violation. I'd make it an expensive fine, too. Like $400 for each violation. That's how you do it. If you want people to respect the laws, the big laws, they have to first respect the small ones. So yeah, they're making common sense a law. Like this month. So people won't have to worry about the whole, like, multiple gender nonsense. It's going to be U.S. law. But we've come to the point now where common sense actually has to be put into law. That's the most depressing thing if you think about it. Like, literally something that you were taught as a universal truth, it now has to be written into the law of the land. That's insane. That right there is insanity. So in a sense, these people did win because they made normal, decent people have to go to extreme lengths just to keep common sense and decency and normalcy, like, normal. So that alone should get people angry, personally. Because, you know, other countries, they don't have to do that. They still have just normalcy. Like, they don't have to make laws just to protect people being normal. Universal truths and facts being normal. I mean, that still, like, turns my stomach. But you have to do that. You want to know what? I know this is going to sound crazy, but right now we need to put laws into place that do not allow men or women to not vandalize. Give me a second. I'm tired. I need to put a law into place that prevents men and women from violating children. And if they do violate children, they need the death penalty. Like, that needs to be a law. And it needs to be an enforced law because, mark my words, the next group that they're going to try to add into, you know, that whole, like, protected glass is going to be the maps. They're going to try to push that. So we need to draw a line in the sand now and stop the slippery slope. You need to make sure that it does not go to pets and it does not go to children. Because people laugh and they're like, oh, that's never going to happen. We never thought that there would be a time where there was like 8 or 80 or 75 brand new genders that people randomly made up during the pandemic. It happened. So to say that these weirdos can't go and basically do P. Diddy stuff to little kids, you know, it's not without the realm of possibilities. So they need to put laws into place now that are strict as all get out. So it never happens. Ever. Animals and children need to be protected. Now. Not next year, not whenever. It needs to happen, like, right away. Because, mark my words, they're going to try to push all kinds of weird crap. Needs to be treated as a mental illness still. That if you have problems with, like, thinking about kids, you're mentally ill, and you need help. And if you break the law, you're dead. That's pretty much it. That's what I would do if I ever got into office. That would be my first thing that I would write down. That'd be the first law I'd put into place. Because, you know, if we had certain laws protecting stuff years ago, none of this happened. None of this could have happened. Like, everything that happened the past 5 years is because we didn't have laws in place. So, think about it. Sweet Baby never would have happened. All that stuff that we suffered in the game industry for 5 years, that never would have happened if we actually had a law that said there's only man and woman. And that's the only two parts of the human race is man and woman. They would never been able to do what they did in video games. We would never be having this conversation. But I mean, you know, it's just it's like waking up from a nightmare. It's been a weird 5 years, a very weird 5 years. What would happen if we showed our past selves the world today? They would freak out. Because you guys weren't evil in the past. You were normal. A lot of you, especially people who grew up in the 90s and the 80s, like, you had several universal truths. One, that you knew what a man and woman was. Two, if you saw somebody had a different skin color than you, you did not treat them differently, and you weren't, like, mean to them because that was racism. So you knew that. Three, you knew you needed to work hard in order to earn a living and to get a house and, you know, try to keep yourself out of debt. Four, you knew not to spend too much on your credit card because you'd end up in credit card debt. Five, you couldn't marry a girl that was under the age of 18. That was a thing. So we had all these basic things. Oh, and number 6, you were supposed to treat people how you want to be treated, and you would, you know, not like somebody based on the fact that if they were a jerk. So if somebody's character was messed up, you didn't have to hang out with them, or you didn't have to do anything because that person was a tool. So you were justified in not liking that person. You based people on their character and not their appearance. So everything became backwards. So most of us were all normal for decades. And then for 5 years, the United States and the Western, like, culture just went insane. It's like people were tripping on acid or something. I don't know. It was the most bizarre time to be alive. Yeah. Do you want to know why we were told that men and women shouldn't compete in the same sport? There was a reason why. It wasn't that we were trying to be mean to girls or anything like that. It's because they would die. And because the man would be responsible for the woman's death. Like, we didn't have the Me Too movement or anything, but if you were responsible for accidentally killing a girl in a sports event, you were held accountable for it. It was your fault. You shouldn't have been playing in the same sport. And, you know, deep down you know it's wrong because men are stronger than women. It's true. It's how your body's designed. It's your biology. Be mad about your biology. Be mad about your bone density and all that other stuff and your muscles, what you're able to do. Men and women are designed for different tasks. So, you know, playing a sport with a girl at recess, we had a girl in, she was a tomboy. She wanted to play dodgeball with she went to our school. Very beautiful girl. And she was adamant about playing dodgeball with the high school boys. Like, because the high school, the grade school, and the middle school, the middle school and the high school were all one place. So she went and she played dodgeball with a bunch of high school boys. Do you know what happened to her? She became paralyzed because she got hurt. Because boys are rough. The boys felt terrible. I think one of them got arrested. I don't remember. I was in 6th grade. But, like, it just doesn't work. Like, whether you're playing rugby or football or whatever, it's dangerous. But, I mean, this was a common sense thing. And now, people are trying to push all kinds of crazy stuff. It goes against universal fact. And that's why people are like, wait a second, what the heck is going on? You know, it's like, you feel weird about stuff because it's like in your mind, you know, that's the reason. But people are trying to tell you you're sexist if you don't allow women to be in sports with men. And it's like, what are you, crazy? Excuse me. How do we get this far in society? Because we didn't tell people no. We were too afraid to tell people no. That's what. Yeah, it's nothing against women, but I would never let, if I had a daughter, I would never let her play co-ed sports with a guy because, like, or a group of guys, because she would get hurt. What kind of father would I be allow my daughter, theoretically, to play sports with rough boys? I'd be a terrible father because the likelihood of her, or the probability of her getting hurt is astronomical. Even if she thinks that she's going to be completely fine. There's a... Have you guys seen the viral video that's going around in China right now? They were playing some type of, like, drinking game, and the person they were throwing a bottle. And these are two Chinese people that are very... the man and the woman are very similar weight, right? They look about the same height and the same, like, body density or whatever. They're around, I don't know, they're probably like 100 pounds each or something like that. Okay? So anyway, they're throwing these bottles around. This is a viral video. And they're trying to get the bottles to stick upright. And the person whose bottle does not stick upright gets hit with a metal pan. So the girl, because, I don't know, maybe she was hyper or whatever, she hit the boy kind of hard with the metal pan. And when she messed up and the boy succeeded, the announcer in the middle of them, the commentator, is trying to prevent the boy from hitting her with the metal pan. What do you think happened? She got hit by the metal pan and she blacked out. Because a man is stronger. Even that lanky guy is stronger than a female. He almost killed her. And all these people are saying comments like, it's funny. You have the woke people saying, like, how could they let this woman compete with a man in this sport? It's like, so in their minds, they know what reality is, but they choose to ignore it when it comes to them. But they can see with their own eyes how dangerous it is for men and women to compete in the same type of sport. They're not idiots. Their common sense kicks in. They just shut it off when it comes to their agenda. Because they're there on that viral video saying, how dare they let this happen? He could have killed her. And she probably does have brain damage now. The pan actually has a dent in it from where he hit her on the forehead. When she hit him with the pan, there was no dent. When he hit her, and it's not staged, when he hit her with the pan, there is literally a dent from where her head connected to the pan, and she fell over. And let me just say, what that guy did, he is a total tool. You do not hit girls like that. You do not apply any type of force that is enough to knock a woman out. You know? In martial arts, they taught us if a woman hits you, you should try to flip her. Do not apply any type of force back to her because you are stronger. Like a full-blown punch from a man could kill a woman. If you hit her in the chest or you hit her in the head, you could either give her brain damage or you could stop her heart. So if a woman is going to hit you and there's no way of avoiding it, you need to basically flip her or push her away or something. But you have to be careful you don't push her too hard because she could fall down and break her neck. These are all things that men are supposed to be very consciously aware of. Some people aren't. Some people are like, equality means I can hit a woman as hard as I want now. It's like, well, if you do that, you're an utter tool because, I mean, you could really seriously hurt a lady. Do some ladies deserve stuff? Probably, but you still need to hold back. You have to be like Spider-Man and pull your punches. But again, this is just common sense. This is not like, you know, I'm dumping like massive philosophy of like, you know, some type of new theory. I mean, this is how the world was for hundreds and hundreds of years. Yeah, you should never like if a woman's trying to kill you, protect yourself. Don't be like, you know, don't be like, well, I guess my time's up. If, you know, defend yourself. If she's trying to off you, you got to defend yourself. You know, you have no choice. But if you're in an argument or something and she hits you and then you're like, okay, I'm mad, I'm going to hit her back, just know that you're stronger, so be careful. Like, the best situation that I can explain when you're mad at a woman is walk away. Get yourself out of that situation. It doesn't matter if she's screaming at you and she's saying whatever. If your lady is really mad or some lady that you don't even know is harassing you, because women like to confront people, walk away. If you can, drive away. They will calm down, especially if it's somebody you know. They're not going to, you know, continue to be going nuclear with you. Because you have to be very careful as a guy that you don't hurt. The fairer sex is what the term was. But again, this is all just normal stuff. This is not like I'm some type of philosopher or something. Like, if people don't know this kind of stuff, I would literally slap them silly, like with common sense. Because, I mean, common sense never went away. People were just too afraid to speak up. But I will tell you this. You're going to see a lot more people that are going to be speaking up for normal decency now because the world got crazy for 5 years and people were afraid of consequences for just sticking up for, like, common sense. That's done now. People aren't afraid anymore. But anyway, tomorrow's going to be a very interesting day. If you're wondering why this skin is here, this skin is here because the next time we meet for Batman, right, will be on January 22nd. And I hate this skin. I don't like this skin at all. Like, Bruce Wayne Earth 2 skin will be the showcase. But tomorrow I have to, because I don't think Amber's going to play Black Myth Wukong for a while. And if she does, she can always play it on my Steam Deck. But I need to reinstall Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, because I uninstalled that quite a while ago. download the DLC, and then at this time slot, tomorrow will be the Dragon Ball DLC. So you have a Donkey Kong stream, Dynasty Warriors, excuse me, and then you have Dragon Ball, and then the late night stream, which was this one, will be Breath of the Wild. And then the 21st should still be Donkey Kong Country 2 and Dynasty Warriors, and then Batman, and then whatever else happens after that. Well, I was always told, I don't know if this is true, but even I had an atheist college professor, and we were getting into a heated debate about like how he didn't believe in common sense because he said common sense came from the Bible, and he's a man of logic and reason, so he doesn't believe that a creator could exist. So right and wrong are just concepts of the law. So he doesn't really believe that mankind is evil and that we don't even really need laws. So he was like a anarchist atheist. There are some people that don't believe in the concept of common sense because they don't believe in right and wrong. They believe that everything's neutral, that consequences have actions, but there is no rudimental force between like doing something good or bad. It's all about like cultural standing and whatever nonsense it is. It's hard to explain. But there are a lot of people that do believe in common sense, even if they're not religious. And common sense basically is the difference between right and wrong. But yeah, there are people like that. So you just have to, you know, if you are a normal, sane person, then chances are you believe in common sense. You know right and wrong. You know when the feeling you get when something bad is about to happen, or that, you know, something dangerous could happen. That's your common sense kicking in. It's kind of like your spider sense. Not to do that during a Batman stream, but that's basically what common sense is. It's this nagging feeling in your heart and your mind that you know something is untrue or wrong or goes against the natural order of things. And you're like, wait a second. Now, me as an ADD person, I stick up for things, especially when it becomes involved in my orbit. As long as you don't come in my orbit, I'm not going to say anything against you. But as soon as you come into my space and you start messing with my career, like the game industry, if the woke people never tried to take over gaming, never would have been a peep for me because it doesn't really relate to me. I know comic books are crazy, but my field is not comic books. My field is video games. So when they invaded our space, that's when they met the immovable wall, which is gamers. And, you know, we all united, basically. All around the world. Which was actually pretty awesome if you think about that. People say that gamers are so divided, but we united over one singular issue, which was the destruction of the woke ideology. In our, you know, market. People in the Philippines, in China, in parts of Japan, in parts of Europe, parts of the United States. You know, millions upon millions of people. And it's very interesting that most of the, I guess they're called like drama channels, not all of them share the same political ideology. Did you know that? Most of the high-profile gamer news places that go after woke people, they come from all types of beliefs. There are people who are gay, there are people who are straight, people who are Christian, people who are atheist, people who are for the government, people who are anti-government. They all united under one banner, which was the destruction of woke people. To get them out of our industry. And they were all labeled, even some of them who were Democrats were labeled alt-right. That was the craziest thing. It's a very fascinating thing to realize that as gamers, we united under one banner for one singular purpose, which was to eradicate woke people out of our hobby, basically. To get them out. Get them fired. Get them removed. Have their companies disappear. You know, basically a purging fire to get rid of all the toxicity and stuff. Like, we united for the first time in a very long time over a singular objective. And that's what they weren't expecting. So I always thought that was actually kind of cool, is how gamers, you know, we all united under a singular goal. And it's not over yet. I mean, we've won a lot of battles, though. The war is still going on, but, you know, it's basically, they're at the, where woke people are right now, is they're in 1945, and they're going to lose the war. You know what I mean? Like, there's still battles happening, but the war is almost over. They're going to lose. It's 1945 for them. And we all know what happened in 1945 to Germany. But anyway, that's enough for Professor K-Wing. So you guys have a lot to look forward to. Thanks for hanging out. No one can control gamers. That is correct. Well, the pendulum was always going to swing back. That's why I don't understand. Like, gaming has so many aspects and fads that have happened since the 80s. And when something doesn't work, the pendulum always swings back. The most important thing in the game industry is they want to make money. Japan especially, and China especially, wants to make money. When you cause the pendulum to slow down or to make less money, that doesn't make Japan and China happy. They're not like the West. They won't burn down their business to make a point. They'll never do that. They want the pendulum to keep swinging so they keep making money. And for a while they agreed with the West, but now they think we're all crazy. They're going to generalize all of us, which sucks, but I mean, they're basically going to make the games that they want, and they're just going to ignore Western input, which I think is perfect. But at the same time, when you visit these countries like China and Japan, I mean, they're going to have a different mindset for all Westerners because of the crazy woke people. It's already happening now. Japan is making laws against tourists from Japan because woke people ruined it for so many rational, normal people. They have new laws in place for tourists in Japan. And there are some shops in Japan that will not actually serve you unless you are a local. That's how crazy it's getting. And, you know, the fact that they have to fight against this is just, it's sad. Because we let it get to a point that it's now, like, it's going to be very hard to visit a lot of Asian countries. Korea, China, Japan. But it's our fault. Well, I mean, it's not our fault, but it's our culture's fault. I think you guys are pretty cool. I think you guys are normal people, but, you know. Anyway, I'm going to have me some dinner. It was fun, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. And I think Amber has a wrong idea about Donkey Kong Country 2, but she's happy, and I want to make the wife happy, so we're going to do Donkey Kong Country 2. I just have to figure out how we're going to do that. I think we're going to do it through the Nintendo Switch. But I'm going to go do some chores, and then I need to come up with some ideas for thumbnails. Great stream? I don't know. I'm just talking. Take care, everybody. If you are in the East Coast, this is the most important advice I can give you right now. There's a nasty blizzard that is hitting the East Coast. Make sure that you have layers. Layers means like sweater, t-shirt. Make sure you have blankets. And if you have batteries, it's a good thing to have batteries and flashlights in case you lose power. Make sure you bundle up really good, because without the heat in your house, if you lose power, the dangers of the wintertime in the East Coast is the temperatures are usually below, very comfortable, not anywhere near 60 or 30. They're very, very cold. So make sure you guys, you take care of yourselves. Bundle yourselves up. Stay warm. If you're able to, make a pot of tea or something before power goes out or something, it's always a good way to stay warm. But definitely layers, gloves, hats if you have them. I was close to losing power, so I have my emergency blankets handy right here, actually downstairs, because without the heat, it would be so cold in here. I'd see like cold breath like Batman. But yeah, take care, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow.